Is it possible to be self-aware and still feel lost? Absolutely. Someone once told me they thought I was very self-aware. I was around 40 years old, and the funny thing was, I didn't recognize it at all. I was still mired in confusion about who I was, still picking through the rubble of my own story, trying to figure out what was me and what was programming. I was caught in a sticky web of self-hatred and doubt. Because I didn't feel self-aware. I honestly hadn't even heard that term before. I just felt defective. I was lost in the maze of my own thoughts, trying to separate who I actually was from who I had tried to or been told to be. I had never assigned that term to myself, and I think that's the paradox, to be self-aware and not even know that you are. Self-awareness can get praised like it's always a blessing, like it makes you wise, untouchable, immune to mistakes, but anyone who lives inside it knows. It's heavier than it sounds. It's not just clarity. It's carrying a mirror you can't put down, a mirror that reflects not only your face, but your past, your present, perceived future, every thought, motive, step, interaction, every misstep, replayed in slow motion. From the outside, we can look calm and composed, even wise. People might say, you always seem to know what you're doing. But inside, that mirror is relentless. Every decision, every motive, every quiet thought reflects back at us in sharp focus. We see the ripples, the patterns, the unseen consequences, things no one else seems to notice, things no one else can feel. For INFJs, this runs deep. We're wired for it. Introverted intuition is always scanning beneath the surface, linking threads that don't look connected to anyone else. And paired with that, our extroverted feeling picks up every emotional draft in the room. We see inward and outward all at once. The patterns, the moods, the hidden meaning behind the words. It can feel like having two sets of eyes. One turned inward, studying ourselves in relentless detail. The other turned outward, catching, everything. This sounds like a gift, and sometimes it is, but it also means the analysis never stops. The questioning never quiets. The weight of knowing presses down even when we wish it wouldn't. And here's the part that can be most frustrating: the time it can take to learn to respect our own voices. And that is a cost of self-awareness. We don't just feel the sting of a bad choice, we feel the sting of ignoring what we already knew. It's a double ache. I saw it, I felt it, and I still didn't trust myself. And the sting isn't just in the misstep, it's in knowing you had the map all along and still wandered into the trap. And then comes the hard part, the part I hate the most: extricating ourselves from the very thing we had the foresight to avoid. Perfectionism doesn't help. INFJs and INFPs hold impossible standards for themselves. We want to live with integrity. It's in our wiring to never betray what we know to be true. But the truth is, we do. We stumble, we compromise, we silence ourselves to keep the peace. We shrink to fit a space that was never meant for us. So when we stumble, that shame cuts deep, because we equate error with failing to be good enough, not just failing to be perfect. And every time that inner critic pounces, you knew better, you should have stopped this, you'll never change. It feels like a tug-of-war between what we know deep down and what the world tells us we should do, between our own quiet intuition and the outer voices that have beaten us down for being different. And those voices linger like shadows, whispering that our knowing is unreliable, that our inner compass can't be trusted. So no wonder it's so easy to second-guess what we already see. Self-awareness whispers, trust yourself, but doubt can be louder, and it takes so little for confidence to crumble. A raised eyebrow, a dismissive word, a lifetime of being told we were making too much of things, or too sensitive, or what we thought was just wrong. So we second-guess the very knowing that could have saved us. This is how self-awareness turns from a lantern into a bed of spikes. It keeps us on a treadmill of self-improvement, always pushing, never stopping. We don't arrive, we only analyze, and analyze, and analyze again. We run through our thoughts, circling the same patterns, revising, recalculating, and even when we think we've learned the lesson, that treadmill waits, ready to propel us back into those same loops. It's exhausting, but we keep going because stopping feels like giving in to imperfection, and imperfection is impossible to ignore and feels intolerable. But here's the thing I've learned slowly. Self-awareness doesn't mean immunity. It doesn't erase the old patterns, but it shows us the cost of walking in them and points us toward a different path. And maybe that truth hurts, but that's also how we grow. Because the voice we ignored the first time is still there the second and the third. And each time we practice trusting it, it grows a little louder, a little steadier, and we realize that we are safe within it. And one day we catch ourselves before the fall. Not always and not perfectly, but more often than before. The voice inside doesn't disappear. It waits, patiently and steady, ready to guide us again when we're willing to trust and listen. So maybe the hidden cost of being self-aware is that we don't get the luxury of blissful oblivion. We don't get to drift through life without reflection. We feel every contradiction, every compromise, every moment we betray ourselves. It's exhausting and frustrating, and it can feel like a curse, but also the hidden gift is tucked inside that very weight, because the awareness that makes us stumble is also the awareness that helps us rise again. That same mirror that shows us our flaws also shows us our strengths. The same voice that catches us in the aftermath also whispers to us before the fall. Heightened self-awareness will always be both a blessing and a burden, a weight and a light, but it doesn't have to crush us. It can become the lantern we carry into the dark. The hope is this, that over time we learn to trust our own knowing more than we trust the noise. We learn to give our intuition the authority it deserves. We feel safe within ourselves. We stop bending so quickly to the expectations that drain us. Not perfectly, not once and for all, but slowly and steadily as a practice, a habit. Because at the end of the day, being self-aware isn't about never stumbling. It isn't about never doubting. It's about learning again and again to choose the voice inside us, that quiet, steady one, even if it takes us years to believe it. And if you're like me, it has taken you decades to learn, and that's okay. We are okay. We can't change the past, and the future hasn't happened yet. We live in right now, and that's all we ever have. This moment, this choice. And even in this paradox, we are not as lost as we fear. We are simply learning how to trust the part of us that already knows the way.